Our lives are shaped by how we perceive the world. Often we focus on external circumstances, blaming them for our challenges, frustrations, or unhappiness. But what if the key to a better life isn't found in changing the world around us, but in transforming how we think and feel within? Today, I want to share a story that beautifully illustrates this truth. A story of a man who learned that his mind was the ultimate creator of his world. Through simple yet profound lessons, he discovered how to shift his perspective and, in doing so, changed his entire life. This story is not just a tale. It's a reflection of the potential within all of us to rise above challenges, find peace in chaos, and see beauty in the ordinary. As you listen, think about how these lessons might apply to your own journey. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by lush green hills, there lived a man named Arin. Arin was an ordinary man with an extraordinary gift. He had an insatiable curiosity about life. While others were content with their daily routines, Arin always questioned the way the world worked. He often wondered if there was more to life than the reality everyone accepted without question. One day, while walking through the forest near his village, Arin stumbled upon a wise old man named Sage Nirav, sitting peacefully under an ancient banyan tree. Sage Nirav's eyes were calm, as if they had seen the secrets of the universe. Arin, unable to contain his curiosity, approached him and asked, "Why does life feel so different for everyone, even when we live in the same world?" The sage smiled and replied, "Because your mind shapes your world. The world is not as it is as you see it. If you wish to change your life, you must first change your thoughts." This answer intrigued Arin, and he asked, "How can I do that? How can I shape my world?" The sage handed him a small mirror and said, "Carry this mirror for 30 days. Whenever something bothers you, look into the mirror and ask yourself, what part of my mind is creating this? At the end of the 30 days, come back to me, and we shall talk." Arin agreed, unsure of what this exercise would reveal. In the first week, Arin began noticing how often he felt frustrated. The village market was crowded, his neighbor's dog barked loudly at night, and his work in the field seemed endless. Each time he felt annoyed, he looked into the mirror and asked, "What part of my mind is creating this?" At first, he found no answers. The world felt unfair, and he believed his problems were caused by others. However, as he reflected more, he realized something surprising. His frustration often stemmed from his expectations. He wanted the market to be quiet, the dog to be silent, and his work to be easy. But life didn't align with his desires, and this clash created his discomfort. In the second week, Arin decided to experiment. Instead of focusing on what annoyed him, he tried to see things differently. When the market was noisy, he imagined it as a place full of life and energy. When the dog barked at night, he reminded himself that it was doing its job, protecting the village. When his work felt hard, he thought about the crops that would feed his family and neighbors. To his amazement, these small changes in perspective transformed his experience. The market felt lively, the dog's bark became a reassuring sound, and his work brought a sense of purpose. He began to understand what the sage meant. His mind was shaping his world. By the third week, Arin's reflections went deeper. He started to notice the small, beautiful things he had taken for granted. The sunrise over the hills painted the sky with colors he had never truly appreciated. The laughter of children playing in the village filled him with warmth. Even the simple act of drinking water felt miraculous when he thought about how it quenched his thirst. Arin began keeping a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things he was thankful for each day. As he did this, his world seemed to brighten. He felt lighter, happier, and more connected to life. In the final week, Arin encountered a challenge. A severe storm hit the village, damaging homes and fields. The villagers were distraught, and Arin felt the weight of their sadness. For a moment, he wanted to blame the storm, the weather, or even fate. But then he remembered the mirror. He looked into it and asked, "What part of my mind is creating this pain?" This time the answer was clear. His pain came from his resistance to reality. The storm had passed, and no amount of worry or anger could undo it. What he could control, however, was his response. Arin chose to focus on helping. He worked tirelessly with his neighbors to repair their homes and replant their fields. Despite the difficulties, he found a deep sense of peace in contributing to the community. On the 30th day, Arin returned to the banyan tree, holding the mirror in his hand. Sage Nirav greeted him with a knowing smile and asked, "What have you learned?" Arin replied, "I have learned that the world outside is a reflection of the world inside. When my mind is filled with anger, fear, or sadness, the world feels harsh and unforgiving. But when I choose gratitude, kindness, and understanding, the world becomes a beautiful place. I now see that I am the creator of my own experience." The sage nodded and said, "You have understood the essence of life. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant there, be it flowers or weeds, will grow. Tend to it carefully, and you will live in a paradise of your own making." From that day forward, Arin lived differently. He no longer saw challenges as problems, but as opportunities to grow. He found joy in the simple things and peace in moments of chaos. His world had not changed, but his mind had, and that made all the difference. Word of Arin's transformation spread through the village, and people began to seek his advice. He told them about the mirror and how their thoughts shaped their lives. Slowly, the village became a happier, more harmonious place, all because one man discovered the truth. Your mind shapes your world. And so, Arin's story became a reminder for generations to come that true change begins within. Moral of the story. The story teaches us that our mind is a powerful tool that shapes our experiences and perception of the world. Life is not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to interpret and respond to it. By cultivating positive thoughts, gratitude, and resilience, we can transform challenges into opportunities, chaos into harmony, and simple moments into profound joys. True change begins within, and when we take responsibility for our mindset, we can create a more fulfilling and meaningful life.